The bye weeks are over. It's all about football all the time as we're underway here in Week 13. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Here we go. 180! Fine. He can't hit. He's not going to get me. Check. At least find two.
First carry now for Jordan Howard. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. This is Jackson on the quick throw from Wentz. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down. A tough spot here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 7. Shotgun now for Wentz. He's going to float this one deep right side. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line. He's coming off a 3-interception performance last week, so certainly not how we wanted to start here.
Not at all, but this is where a quarterback gets tested. This is where we find out what he has underneath that jersey, because he had a bad game last week. Can he shake off a bad start to this one and start to perform at the level he expects?
A first carry for Leonard Fournette. Malik Jackson there to make the stop.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Now Leonard Fournette. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
The Eagles call on the extra defensive back here as they prepare for a stop on 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. So on 4th down, here's Johnny Townsend to punt it. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. On the return, Jackson. And he'll be out right at the 35. A terrific return there. 27 yards all told. And the Eagles will have it taking over 1st and 10. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. An interception made by Alshon Jeffrey. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. He got 29 yards that time. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 36.
Hey, ram.
On the toss play, Howard. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Jordan Howard, his 11th touchdown of the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Ryan Suckup on for the point after. He's got it, and the Eagles lead at 7-zip. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll be taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line.
At their own 21-yard line.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive.
And on the first drive, 3 and out. I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically, what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
On second down, here's Fournette. They get 9 yards back on the run there, and they're left with a much more makeable 3rd and 2.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
Prescott on 3rd and 2. He's going to launch this thing. Wait, into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Malcolm Jenkins. And his guys will take over at their own 44-yard line. Unfortunately for him, if last week was any indication, we knew a pick was coming at some point. Last week it was interception after interception, and here we go again.
We actually quit counting last week at a certain point because I thought I was going to run out of fingers, all right, because I'm not all that skilled as a mathematician. But you're right. It felt like a matter of time, and you got to think the guys on defense, they couldn't wait for this opportunity after what they saw on tape.
And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a first down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Running with Howard. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. Getting the sense, Charles, they're going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far, it's working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light better.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 30. And nothing but daylight ahead. The 30, 10, 5, and he will bring it back. It's a pick six from Bengals TD. Those free safeties, they get to sit back there if they've got good pass rushers like this team does. Read like a book. He read it like a book and took it in for 6.
And if they use their eyes well and their anticipation skills, they can make big plays, just as what we saw, a free safety's dream. Follow the football, go to it, and take it the other way.
Bullock good on the extra point, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And still a lot of football to be played in this season. We're only in November. A lot can happen between now and January. But if it ended today, they would just be on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. So a lot to fight for.
Yeah, and wasn't it interesting in our meeting with the coaching staff that they all made sure to let us know, we know where we are right now. But the playoffs don't start tomorrow. We still got some time, and they plan on putting it together, formulating a streak, got the whole month of December still left to play. They think they can get in.
And they made it very obvious to us that there's no playoff talk in the locker room right now. It's win this game and look to next week.
Excellent focus.
Nice job there on the tackle. Keep him to the short gain. And, of course, he got some good news this week. He was named AFC Defensive Player of the Week from last week's effort.
And part of the reason he got that award, because of plays like that. Not every play is spectacular. Not every play is for a loss. Make the plays that are in front of you, keep it to short gains, and you pile up statistics.
Mike 14. Mike 14.
Now Wentz on third down. He's going to fire one deep left sideline. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up fourth down. Had to pass there, third and long on your own side of the field. Just couldn't come up with anything.
That's why teams always talk about having to win the early downs, meaning you've got to gain yardage and set yourself up for third and short, because when it's third and long, the odds go down significantly trying to pick up the first down, even throwing the football.
They'll net only 35 here following a 43-yard boot, 8-yard return. And the Bengals will take over here first and 10. The Bengals drive about to get going. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first two drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it to the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
On 2nd and 7, Prescott. Got a man open. It's Ross. That one good for 26 and a first down. So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a first and 10 at the 32-yard line. These two teams all tied after one. From the 32 now, here's first and 10. This is Fournette, and he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
Back. Check 26, check 26.
They'll run with Fournette. The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense, because you're excited about hitting him in the first half, maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Well, that was an interesting little chess match there, because the offense went empty set. No running backs in the backfield, so they're trying to get people out into a route pretty quickly. But guess what? The defense sees that. They go ahead and move themselves into a blitzing situation and come right after the quarterback. They had more guys there than they could block.
Dak and the offense still out there. They are going to go for it. Fourth down, Prescott. Got a man, it's Ross, complete. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. Hey, nothing to see here, just your standard fourth down gain of 28 yards. And the drive keeps going. Fournette, a first down carry. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. Prescott on the move to his left. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
That's a good job there, creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now, since it's fourth down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. And Bullock will put this one through. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So they put together a good little drive there, but ultimately stalling out in the red zone.
Yeah, I know a lot of people look at it as a little bit of a negative. They didn't get 6 points out of it, right? Didn't get the touchdown. But that's actually okay. They got 3 points, able to give their defense a little bit of rest, let them settle down over there. So all in all, to me, that's a good drive.
At their own 32-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which...
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Credit the sack to the safety, Jesse Bates.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack.
Hey, box drop. Inside, solid. I'm bringing it to you.
Throwing his Wentz. And the pressure gets to him again. Geno Atkins make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
So, Brandon, we sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
Eagles coming up here on a 3rd and long, so Wentz and company with some work to do after the sack. Working from the gun, Wentz. Gonna look deep for Jeffrey. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off right around the 43. And the possession is theirs at their own 43-yard line. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. Well, what do you think? You get the ball off the turnover near the middle of the field. You take a shot here on the first play?
You know I'm big on that. I love when I have great field position. After a turnover, I feel like I might have them a little bit off balance. I prefer to take a shot, but a lot of coaches will tell you, you only do it if you trust the guy who's got the football in his hands. Meaning, if it's not there, he won't force it downfield and maybe turn into an interception. He'll go to the check down, go to a second option, and go ahead and take the play that's in front of him.
On the run, it's Fournette. And able to work about 5 yards out of this as he's taken down up near the 47.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
Prescott from the gun on 3rd. And he'll get that to Fournette, complete. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. I will remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. And he won't get there. They stop him a few yards short of the line to gain. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And it'll be a turnover on downs. The Eagles in good position to start out as they come up 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 49. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now Wentz. Open man is Arcega-Whiteside. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
This defense tightening up a bit. That last catch just 1 yard, making it 3rd and 9.
Hey, 5-7.
From midfield, here's Wentz. And he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The Eagles send out their punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. The Bengals drive about to get going. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember, they get the kickoff to start the second half, so this is a golden opportunity for them to go down there and put up a couple of sixes back-to-back. What a momentum swing that would be.
Yeah, you might be able to get a 2-for-1 without ever even giving up the football. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. And he'll push forward here for a good little run as the clock continues to run. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively.
You can't block me. You can't block me. Mike 9. Mike 9. Coming.
Prescott from the gun. Going deep downfield for Ross. Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. Picked up by Josh Jones. And the return across midfield and to the 46-yard line.
Certainly feels like the classic second guess, but let's be honest about it. They had a chance going to halftime with the lead. Why did they take a chance with a throw there? I don't understand that.
Well, that's what I'm wondering. And now this defense has to try to protect that lead going into the locker room. On 1st down, they run with Howard. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. To the outside, this is complete to Jackson. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. The Eagles will take their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. Wentz. And complete to Zach Ertz. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
And the 11-year veteran bangs it through. So a late turnover leads to a quick drive, and in turn that quick drive leads to 3 points.
So someone makes a mistake, but how about the other side learning from that mistake, taking care of the ball, and making sure they put some points on the board? Well done.
All level now at 10 apiece as the kick's away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. Time here for likely one play, and then these two teams will head to the locker room all even.
And you know the play caller's just feeling it right now. Let's go ahead and go for this one. A big shot down. No. Guarantee the head coach is like, don't get crazy. Take the knee. Let's get out of here. Tie game. We'll just start all over.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. Now they'll run the option to the short side left. And he's going to be taken down here as that will lead us to the end of the first half of play. So we have reached halftime here at a good one. 10-10 is our score. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, and ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard.
Come on now, let's go.
The Bengals drive about to get going. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter three.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up.
Second and 5 at the 30-yard line.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a second and 5.
Get out there.
They'll run it again with Fournette. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down.
Switch, hey. Tight end's right. Hey, we got 3 down. 34.
On third down, it's Prescott. And he finds Safarian Jenkins. So even with the pass interference, it's a completed pass. They'll go ahead and just take the play instead.
How about the effort? Making the catch despite the pass interference. Nothing else to be gained on the play. No need to take the penalty. The play stands.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. They'll get 14 on that one. Good for a Bengal first down. So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Fournette. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10.
Sponge. No.
Fighting through. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. 19 yards the pick up there. Move the chains.
And while we're seeing more and more of these plays come from the college game into the NFL, and that one, it was run with great success, how about the evolution of the offensive linemen? We're seeing less and less big guys who can't move and more guys who are a lot more mobile and can get out in front of that type of a play.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Keep it up, defense. Keep it up, guys.
Out of the pistol, it's Fournette. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
A good run, got 7 on 1st. Here's 2nd and 3.
Slam. Hey,
Again, it's Fournette. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. The good run on 1st down followed up by a not-so-good run on 2nd down.
Now let's find out if they're going to stick with the run here on 3rd down. A lot of people would love to see some play action here. I say go with your best running play over your best blocker.
A field goal would get them the lead, but that's not what they're shooting for as they come up on 3rd down. They'll try and run for it with Fournette. And Fournette trying to power his way forward, but I don't think he got there. Call it no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1.
It's 4th down.
It would be a very makeable field goal try from here, but instead they're going to go for it. Prescott to throw on 4th. And that is going to be incomplete. The Bengals try it, but it doesn't work out. And the Eagles defense able to hold. Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. They go with Howard to begin the drive. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Check, Lynch, fly 3, Lynch, fly 3. Watch twins, watch twins. Hey, check 24, check 24. Ram. Watch the ship, watch the ship. 5-9. Watch the ship.
Wentz gonna throw. And he connects with Ertz. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. 14 yards there and an Eagle 1st down. Under a minute to go in this 3rd quarter as they come up 1st and 10. They go counter with Howard. And he's going to be stacked up right at the line of scrimmage. Nothing there for him. 2nd down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
180, man 5-7. Check hot. Alert 3. Empty. And 1.
They go with Howard again. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. It'll be a pickup of 5, and that leaves him with 5 more. 3rd and 5 now. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. The Eagles on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5.
82-40. Win.
To throw, it's Wentz. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off near the 34. And he's able to bring it out 5 yards shy of midfield to the 45-yard line. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever...
And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. John Ross, his 19th touchdown now on the season. And they are able to break the tie and move out in front here in this 4th quarter. Extra point up and good by Bullock. And that makes it a 17-10 score. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. That's caught by Jackson. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
From the gun on 3rd down, Wentz. But this is caught by Jackson. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. And a nice gain of 21 yards. Throwing on first is Wentz. Gonna look deep for Jeffrey. And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. Wentz finding his favorite receiver, Jeffrey, on a big one. 42 yards. Throwing now is Wentz. Got him in. Open. It's Ertz. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Zach Ertz. His 11th touchdown of the year. As they can now even this game here in the 4th quarter with the extra point. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And, partner, we've got a tie game here in the 4th. 17-17 the score. All even to this point as the kick's away. This one taken from the 7. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this offense?
Well, hopefully there's some determination that sets in because they weren't ready to go on the last one. Give all the credit to the offensive guys for getting it done, but to allow a run of that length, that's just not being prepared. So now, are they determined? Are they ready to read their keys and make the proper plays?
And we'll see how determined they are. A 6-yard pickup on the ground that time, and that'll make it 3rd and 4 coming up.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
Now Prescott. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Derek Barnett, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
Let's go.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
So a challenge is upon us. I tell you, close game, 4th quarter. This is a huge decision.
Oh, no doubt about that, partner. A lot has to be riding on this call. And you know it is a tight one because it has to be indisputable visual evidence in order to change it. Now here's the big question. Do they actually have that evidence?
We're about to find out. On 1st down, it's Howard. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
Again, it's Howard. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. And trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
Flush to his right, and a big loss here as he's taken down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
So they will accept the penalty and move forward. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. Now Fournette. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Nigel Bradham brings him down. Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ball game. On third down, Fournette. And he'll only get this to about the 35, well short of the line to gain. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left. So now Randy Bullock with an important field goal try here. This for the lead in the final stages. And this one is no good. He missed it. And a costly one there as this game remains tied here in the fourth. What a tough spot to miss a kick. Just an absolute letdown.
Look, they got themselves in the field goal range. Gave them a chance to take the lead. They come up empty, and now you wonder, will their offense ever see the football again?
Yeah, because on the other side, one through the post, and this thing could be over. Back to throw. Wentz. He'll hit Jackson complete. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. To throw is Wentz. That's incomplete. Nearly another pick. My goodness. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here? Or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
Now Wentz. And that is incomplete. 4th down now, and defensively, Charles, you know, they're just asking this crew for one more stop.
And you know that they're feeling the momentum right now, but they have to be very careful not to get over-exuberant, over-excited, and blow an assignment and give up the big first down.
You better be afraid. Mike 14. Mike 14. Come on, baby. Hey, Charlie. Mike 14. Mike 14. Hey, Lou. Get wide. Hey, Ram.
Wentz to throw for it on 4th. He's going to let this go deep for Jackson. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off down near the 5. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it. And sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
Fletcher Cox make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. They get just a yard back there, and now they'll be looking at a tough 3rd and 15.
Well, that sets up a big 3rd down. Now the decision has to be, do you run it here and play for OT? Or do you go ahead and press it downfield?
The Eagles will take their third and final timeout as they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game. Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on third down.
Here we go, 47.
Out of his end zone, Prescott. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Ronald Darby. And they're going to be set up in the red zone at the 15. Gosh, you add up last week and this week now. That's 9 interceptions in this two-game stretch, and we're not done here.
It's almost as if they can't even believe their eyes. Or maybe, partner, is the confidence level in him so high that they believe he'll get out of it and make plays for them to win a game.
Well, they've said they believe in him. That's being tested right here. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go in the football game. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. This to take the lead here in the final minute. And Suckup will put this one right through. And the sideline celebrates as they have taken the lead in the final minute. He hasn't missed a kick all year. Why would he start now?
That's a great question, isn't it? Well, maybe because that was the most nerve-wracking kick he had to attempt all year. But he knocked it through just like it was an easy chip shot.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. So you're right there, but obviously the clock is not your friend. How do you handle this situation?
You're thinking 2 plays. One, to get yourself in position for the second one, whether you're able to get into field goal range or you have to try another.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. They've got to burn the timeout, and they do, but a costly, costly sack. And now maybe just time for one final play. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. It'll be a gain of about 5, but they're left with a third and still about 12 to go. And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. They'll try the option on third down. He finds an opening past the 40. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And it's picked up by the Eagles.